this is for entertainment purposes only. Now, family, if you've been paying attention and listening to the global chatter, then you should have figured out by now that we probably will not have an election in 2027. And it's not because these politicians are going to steal it, or it's going to be staged, or, they're going to change the constitution. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. It's because something bigger is coming. And the Kenya Kwisha government and the entire political class is trying to do everything in their power to distract you from that and keep you in this cycle of the political charades. Recently, Matiang'i actually revealed that the billions, I think, was it 100 billion or something like that, that Nabi had been using to renovate State House was actually to build a bunker underneath State House and some tunnel, I don't know, connecting, I don't know if it's the members of parliament or wherever, Jagor House or whatever, building a tunnel underneath to State House. And we've heard of all the billionaires across the world, from the Mike Zuckerbergs to the Bill Gates to all those guys, building crazy bunkers underneath their houses and stuff like that because they know something is coming. But what I figured out is they don't really know what is coming. And recently, NASA, who I absolutely have no faith in, but they have started to say that in September, there will be some aliens landing. And they say the aliens are, like you and me. And so they are all in all this fear. Something is coming, family. I keep telling you that the current order, life as we know it, has ceased to exist. And because of the Gen Z revolution last year, Kenya was unhooked and unplugged from the global order, which literally saved our collective lives because we are no longer part of the system. And if you look now, every day something is failing. Mara, it's Shah, Mara, it's education, Mara, there's no money for this. And on the other side, the actors that we call president, deputy president, are just going around throwing money and trying to keep us in this loop of like everything is going to normal and we're still dealing with politicians and corruption and all these things. Because they obviously know that we live in a consensus reality where our collective minds create what we live, see, and experience. If you know, you know. But we have somehow moved off that timeline. And we are in our own timeline. And by the way, it's not only the president who has built a bunker under State House, but these British Mzungus in Nyanyuki have built entire cities underground in preparation for such a time as this. And I share all this to tell you, don't get caught up in these charades. Prepare yourself, most importantly, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and psychologically. Because they already told you at the beginning of the year when this new Pope came in that the world was going to end in 2027. And that doesn't mean that the entire world is ending, but their world and their way of life will be coming to an end. And we are currently in transition to a new dispensation. We are currently in transition to a new way of life. And if you are spiritually inclined, if you are awakened, then you know what is happening in your hearts and in your minds, and how you are expanding. your awareness is expanding. There's an amazing community. They call us the Watu Wajaba on X, who we are like activating each other. We're always, I'm always learning and excited to go on there and see what my fellow people, my fellow high vibrational people are saying, because the signs and the symbols are there. And collectively, there are some of us that are going to make it, and there are some of us that are going to remain. And you see it with those who are always throwing accusations, what? They are obviously not going to make it. But stop waiting. Stop allowing these guys to delay you and to keep us in this cycle of these political, sijui what, sijui this, sijui that. There is a new dispensation coming. And so there's even a guy who we were having this conversation on X, and he was saying, even if there is some kind of election in 2027, it will have nothing to do with this current order. And it will be bringing in a whole new leadership after whatever happens towards the end of this year and the beginning of next year. It is what it is, and if you know, you know. Put yourself first, family. Break out of all the limitations of your mind and of your heart and of your spirit, because what's about to go down will shock you if you're not prepared.